The trade deadline just heated up for the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to break that down for you guys in this video. So let's just jump into it. A couple of weeks ago, I said the Packers were going to be sellers, not buyers when it came to the trade deadline. That's exactly what Brian Gutekunst saw fit for the better of the organization. I want you guys to leave your comments. Let me know what you think of how Brian Gutekunst did at the trade deadline. I personally love the move for the Green Bay Packers, and we're going to break down why I love the move. But here's the thing. The Packers move on from a reliable guy out there in Preston Smith. You hate to see a guy like Preston Smith go from the organization because he's been so reliable over 5.5 seasons with the Green Bay Packers. He's played in 88 of 91 games. That is incredibly, unheard of out there. So this is a dude that's been incredibly productive and reliable, but his productivity started to go down and his defensive snaps started to go down. So you saw the writing on the wall. It started to become more and more apparent that the Packers were going to be moving on from Preston Smith. Why is that? Well, the Packers invested a first-round draft pick in Lucas Van Ness. They need to see what this dude is capable of doing out there. In 2022, Preston Smith played in 80% of the defensive snaps last year. That went dramatically down to 66%. This year, it went even down further to 54%. And last week against the Lions, he only played in 37% of the defensive snaps out there, which means the Packers are needing to see what they've got in this dude that they invested a first-round draft pick in Lucas Van Ness. It's like, okay, we need to see what this dude is capable of doing. The dude shows signs of greatness at times, and then other times he looks very mediocre. So it's like, we got to see what we've got in this dude. Kingsley Enagbare, very productive prior to his injury last season, and then he's starting to come on again with some brilliance out there on the football field. So it's like, okay, we've got Kingsley Enagbare and Lucas Van Ness. We need to see what these dudes are capable of doing. What did the Packers get in return for Preston Smith? Well, when we start breaking down what the Packers got a 7th-round pick to replace what they gave up to get Malik Willis. And with the draft in Green Bay, I wasn't shocked that the Packers were not going to be giving up more draft picks to go and get a guy like Marshon Lattimore, the only guy that I wanted the Packers to go out and get was Marshon Lattimore. And they would have had to give up 3 draft picks to go and get it. That's what the Commanders did, and they get his services. So the Packers give up a 7th-round pick to get Malik Willis. What a brilliant move by Gutekunst to go and do that. Well, they replace that 7th-round pick they gave up by trading Preston Smith. By doing that, the Packers are not going to be held liable for the $3.2 million this season. That's going to be the prorated amount owed to Preston Smith, which means the Packers save 2.02 in immediate cap space, which doesn't sound like a ton, but it is some savings cap space. But the big savings comes next year. The Packers save $10 million in cap space. And then 2026, they save $18 million in cap space. So I think this is a big win for the Green Bay Packers. I want you guys to leave your comments and let me know your thoughts on that. Preston Smith does join a talented team with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to go join Watt there and company. I wish him luck. He did so great for the Green Bay Packers for so many years, but I do think it was time for the Packers to move on from a guy that's going to be turning 32 here in a couple of weeks. So I want you guys to leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Should the Packers have gotten more than just a 7th-round pick for Preston Smith? But you got to take into account the cap space that they save over the next couple of years by moving on from him. I really like the move. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, go Pack Go.